Hey guys, normally when deciding on a product, I choose performance over looks, but then sometimes brands do a funky collaboration and create something very unusual. In this case, we're going to be looking at two routers from Asus, where they've teamed up with Sunrise and made limited edition Gundam themed gear. Let's check out what the hype is all about. And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. For those who are not familiar with Gundam culture, let me give you a quick brief. The Gundam series is a meta-series of anime that features giant robots called mobile suits. Gundams are large humanoid combat vehicles initially developed to use in outer space conflict. To give you a couple of examples, Gundams look something like this. They have their signature V antenna, two eyes, and a somewhat blocky anthropomorphic design. According to Asus, the design of the calibration was inspired by the original Gundam and the infamous Chazaku 2, and the collection includes a wide variety of items such as motherboards, graphics cards, PC cases, coolers, peripherals, routers, and more. We're going to be focusing on two fresh versions of the existing gaming routers, starting with the RT-AX86U. Originally it looked a bit like this, and we've actually reviewed it a while ago. The link to that video is in the description below. With this calibration, it has gone through a complete revamp and is looking mean as ever. The makeover is based on the Zaku 2 edition, and is worth mentioning that apart from the external Gundam aesthetics, the internals are exactly the same. It still supports dual-band Wi-Fi 6, delivering speeds of up to 5700 megabits per second. It's packed with technology like mobile game mode, mesh Wi-Fi, adaptive KOS, and port forwarding. We go into much more detail in our full review, so do check that out. As for the RT-AX82U, it is a flashy boy that also features Wi-Fi 6, 2.5 gigabit LAN port, and ability to aggregate 2 gigabit ports for double the bandwidth. Important to note here, while both routers have features that seem to be mobile focused, this does not mean that wired gaming is lacking. They both have features like gaming LAN port, which automatically prioritizes a device that is connected to. The other features include OpenNAT, which helps making port forwarding hassle-free, adaptive quality of service, which helps to prioritize traffic, and so on. As far as the looks go, these routers are definitely very stylized on the outside, and Asus has gone a step further to include a custom skin within the router UI. It's something you won't necessarily use all the time, but it's also nice to see that you get a full package. One notable difference between the two routers is the RT-AX86U stands in an upright position, thus reducing its footprint, while RT-AX82U is laying horizontally, so depending on the location where you're going to put it, this may be an important factor. Upon closer inspection, I realized that there is one gripe that I do have with both of them. There is no way to mount it to the wall or ceiling. Thus, these routers can only be placed on a shelf or cupboard. I personally would have liked the flexibility to have them mounted on the wall, as routers work best when they're mounted a bit higher. Talking about aesthetics, these are obviously very particular looking routers. On one side, they are cool and futuristic. On the other side, if you have a minimalist or a rustic home, I'm not sure they will fit in. So before rushing out to buy them, think about the space it will be placed in, and if it will complement the design. Or maybe it's best to go with the original version altogether. And the last thing to consider is price. Naturally, as it is a limited edition item, both routers are priced higher than the original items. Here in Singapore, RT-AX82U is about $90 more expensive. As to the RT-AX86U, it's normally not even sold here, so getting the Gundam version is the only choice at the moment. If you are a collector though, then the price increase may actually be pretty reasonable, as collectible items tend to be very expensive. As I mentioned before, this is a kind of unusual collaboration, so if you feel like you've had enough of the standard looking routers and fancy some splash of color that these Gundam series would bring into your interior, then grab them while they're still available. I think they're quite interesting and maybe a good conversation starter when you have somebody over. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one.